Sports TV. My name is Ebidapo Miracle Oluwadamilola. This edition promises to be interesting as I'll be taking on happenings in the world of sport, starting from the local story. Before we go to the international story that I have on my table for you today, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, Kiraa Sports TV, and also make sure you click on the notification bell so that once we drop videos, you get updated on all the videos that we drop here at Kiraa Sports TV. Also, don't forget that to become a professional footballer. We will nurture talents and potentials that you have in you, and we send you out to be at the big stage and become a professional footballer across the globe. Starting from the African Cup of Nations. Today, let me confirm that the Super Falcons coach Madugu gives update. Yes, on injury on Dutch-born midfielder Ekegin. Let me see that the Super Falcons Madugu has actually given the defender the star with at 4 in the semi-finals of Morocco. This time, the Dutch-born midfielder was instrumental in the Falcons' progression to the final. He was, however, forced off in the second half after picking up a knock and also with Christy Uchebe. So, expressed worries about her availability for the final clash against Morocco. Speaking in his post-match conference, Madugu said she has a slight knock and she would want to need to be assessed by the medical team. We would actually get a report from them to know the extent of the knock she actually had. This would also determine what would happen between now and also the final game. Madugu had in the correspondent media movie. Taking a look at another local story popping up. Yeah, still story regarding WAFCON. Let me confirm that the 2025 Super Falcons deserve victory over Bayana. That's coming from Justin Dugu, the head coach of the Super Falcons. Yeah, believes that his team deserves to beat the Bayana of Saraka. Yesterday, don't forget that Nigerian claimed a 2-1 victory over their perennial rivals in the semi-finals of the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. That was on Tuesday night. The Super Falcons dominated the first half and also took the lead to captain Rashidat Ajibade. Also, South African fought back after the break with Linda equalizing from the spot. Yeah, Nigeria actually got the winning goal through Michelle Alozie late in the game. Madugu's admitted it was a difficult encounter for his team. Yeah, it was a very tough game, no doubt about that. Everyone knew it was going to not be an easy game. The 61-year-old said after that particular game. Also, as it stands, Nigeria and also Morocco will be contesting at the final. That'll be happening on Saturday for that particular game. Moving away from that, let me confirm that Tinubu's also wife Atiku celebrates Super Falcons beating South Africa. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Nigeria's first lady and also former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, celebrated the Super Falcons for beating South Africa at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON semi-final encounter that was yesterday. According to the report I have on my table, that goes from Ajibada and Michael Alozie, giving Nigerians a victory against Stad Laubi, Zaholi, and Blanca. Yeah, the Super Eagles will now face the final, like I said. This particular weekend, reacting Atiku in a tweet via his X account said, the Nigerians are behind the Super Falcons as they urge them to go for glory against Morocco in the final. Congratulations to Super Falcons on their 3-1 victory over South Africa to reach the WAFCON final. Atiku wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, we are fully behind you, and also even you urge for overall victory in the final. On our part, Oluremi Tinubu commended the Stars for beating South Africa. She wrote, I commend you, our incredible Super Falcons, for your victory over South Africa in the semi-final of the Women's African Competition Championship. You have once again shown, the world strength, courage, brilliance of Nigerian women, their passion, discipline, and unity on the field are a shining example to young girls everywhere. Not that nothing good is beyond reach. This win is more than just a ticket to the finals of the championship, but a powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we believe in ourselves and stand together. I look forward to you lifting the cup by the grace of God. May you finish strong. That's coming from Oluremi Tinubu. Away from that particular story, still taking a look at local stories across the globe. Let me come to that Nigerian Premier Football League story that I have for you. As Boboye is set to take charge as Brow FC experience. Kennedy Boboye is set to take charge as a technical advisor of newly promoted Nigerian Premier Football League side Brow FC. According to the report I have with me, Boye had talks with the management of Kano Based Club. A decision public by the club before the end of the. Don't forget our ways actually commit his future with Aqua United following the club's relegation to the second tier. Yeah, he has previously worked with Sunshine Stars and Atlant FC in the past. But he was a two-time NPFL title winning coach with Plateau United and also Aqua United respectively. Let's see, maybe this particular deal will be surfacing away from that. Local story, MPFL story. Mohammed rejoins Castilla United after a stint with Niger Tornadoes. Let me confirm to you that the goalkeeper Yusuf Mohammed has made a return to Indian Premier Football MPFL side. Castilla United 25-26 season. Mohammed was the Castilla United in the 2024-2023 season. The shortstopper began from former fixture for Niger Tornadoes in Football League last season. He also he battled Joshua in that hollow for the number one position in Majid Mohammed's side. Mohammed is expected to be the first choice goalkeeper for Castilla United next season, following the exit of Central African Republic CAR goalkeeper, that is Alandrum Kolimba. Alright, away from that, let me also confirm to you that our Super Falcons celebrated after 2-1 win over South Africa. Yeah, Super Falcons turned their dressing room into a dancing hall. That was last night after their 2-1 victory over South Africa. Don't forget that. As it stands, the Nigerian defeated Bayana set up a final clash with Morocco. Videos on social media shows the player dancing celebrating the important victory over the fierce rivalry. So, and also don't forget, before the game, South Africa has boasted about being one of the teams, best team with the knowledge of how to beat Nigerian 9-time African champion. Bayana considered late in the first half after Rashidat Ajibade converted from the penalty spot for Nigeria. Linda Matalo leveled for South Africa from another penalty on the high mark. Defender Michel Aloze won it for Nigerian with a long-range effort deep into stoppage time for that particular encounter. Another story popping up here. He said, I don't deserve it. Ajibade on winning match man of the match award against South Africa. He said Super Falcons forward Rashida Ajibade has claimed he didn't deserve to be named man of the match after the 2-1 victory over South Africa in the semi-final of the ongoing 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations. He said Ajibade broke into tears after receiving the award for the third consecutive game. She dedicated it to her teammate and attributed her success to divine grace. Ajibade opened the scoring from the spot against the defending champions before Linda Matolo leveled the game with another penalty. Michel Aloze crossed from the deep, eluded Bayana goalkeeper, and then Dlamini in the 94th minute to win the game for Nigeria. Yeah, but God grace found me. All of these man of the match awards are what I dedicate them to my team, and this is team me carrying this trophy today. It's all about the team's efforts coming from Rashidat Ajibade. Still on local story, let me confirm that South African coach mixed in the feed to Super Falcons. He said, man of South African head coach Desiree Ellis has expressed disappointment with our team defeat to the Super Falcons of Nigeria. He said Bulldogs lost 2-1 to their perennial rivals in the semi-finals of the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations on Tuesday night. The holders lost 2-1 to their perennial rivals in the semi-finals of the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations on Tuesday night. Bayana conceded late in the first half after Rashidat Ajibade converted from the penalty spot for Nigeria. We wanted to win. If we had taken coming from the coach of South Africa, we could have won the game, the coach said at the post-match presser. South Africa will now battle the Black Wings of Ghana for the third place. That will be happening on Friday for that particular one. Let's go to international news story that I have for you before we wrap things up. Real Madrid Perez is actually what is in face-off with Rodrigo. Let me confirm that there is a cold war between Real Madrid president Florentino Perez and also forward Rodrigo. According to a report I have on my table, the Brazilian international wants to leave Real Madrid because it feels undervalued and can't stand having this because a secondary player rather under manager should be Alonso. The report said that there is a chance that Rodrigo's Madrid will not, as the player doesn't have a former agent. Let me comment that his father is the one who acts as his agent, but he has no experience regarding transfer business. Rodrigo case is currently being handled by several intermediaries who are trying to sell the player to a Premier League club. This particular, so meanwhile, Real Madrid have set Rodrigo's price tag amid transfer interest from Arsenal, Chelsea, and also other clubs. The Los Blancos will refuse to any offer on €100 million for Rodrigo. Rodrigo is expected to decide his future at the club. Real Madrid have set Rodrigo before the new season begins for that particular news story. Away from that, taking a look at story regarding Manchester United as Gavi Guerra as well as clubs battle for Raheem Sterling. Manchester United is actually keeping an eye on Guerra to actually bring him to the Premier League after the renewal offer. Yeah, that is the Mastella club put on the table for him just a few days ago. According to reports, Guerra and his agency proposal to actually forward and also decided it doesn't fit and it. They expect something better. As Manchester United is actually keeping an eye on the player situation. Let me confirm to you. Meanwhile, in another development, Bayer Leverkusen are targeting Chelsea. Yeah, Bayer Leverkusen actually are targeting Chelsea pleasure. But let's see, maybe that particular deal could actually come out because Raheem Sterling this particular summer is actually one of the target for Bayer Leverkusen. According to reports that I have on my table, Sterling is drawing interest from Bayer Leverkusen and also Juventus. Sterling is actually 2 weeks back into preseason training. And also, the England forward is working on the basis Chelsea will present him with options this particular summer. Chelsea are willing to sanction Sterling exit for $20 million after what I spent last season on loan at Arsenal Football Club. Let's move away from that and go take a look at some other transfer news story popping up right now before we take a look at some breaking news stories that I have for you today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me confirm to you that the likes of Liverpool, as well as the let me confirm to you that the likes of Real Madrid's Brazilian winger Rodrigo, 24-year-old, is actually one of the candidates to replace Luis Diaz at Liverpool. Should the 28-year-old Colombian winger leave Anfield? Also, Sweden striker Alexander Isak, 25-year-old, wants $300,000 a week to sign a new contract with Newcastle United. Have rejected an opening offer of $30 million from Newcastle for their 28-year-old VR Congo forward, Yoano Wissa. Also, Atlanta and Lazio are interested in Manchester United 22-year-old Denmark striker Rasmus Højlund. Also, not of us, we're not happy with how Tottenham Hotspur handled their approach for England midfielder Morgan Gibbs White, 25-year-old, and would prefer to sell him to another club. Finally, on transfer news stories, Atletico Madrid have opened talks with Chelsea over a new deal for Renato Veiga, with the Blues demanding around 30 for the 21-year-old Portuguese centre-back. Everton also are interested in Bayern Munich, 19-year-old Morocco left-back, that is Adam Ansno. Okay then, another one is for Manchester United as they are monitoring Angers Mali under 20 left-back Del Sinate, yeah, but unlikely to actually make a move for the 19-year-old until January at the earliest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go take a look at some breaking news stories that I have for you today. Let me confirm to you some other breaking news stories that I have for you, as well as Chelsea presently has been able to make an impressive official club-to-club contact with Ajax for Jurel Otto. Chelsea are working on Xabi Simons up front and also want to add one more defender with Otto as priority. Dutch defender understood that to begin on the move, that he is actually ready to be prepared to accept passing terms for at Chelsea. Negotiations are now ongoing with very good condition relationship between clubs and solution being explored. Another one is Real Madrid decided for Gazelle Garcia to stay and not go on loan. Okay then, another one is actually Marcus Rashford can already play on Sunday this weekend for Barcelona. Okay, Mbappe did not ask for jersey number 10. It was proposed by Real Madrid. Let's see, maybe we'll be able to actually accept this particular proposal. Hendrik will be out until the end of September with injury. That is not so good for him. Another one is Xabi has informed players of what their role will be during the start of the season. Yeah, Xabi Alonso don't want to deceive any player and makes everyone role very clear. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the unity between two players of Manchester United. That is Mbamo of Brighton and Fabian that just joined Manchester United, and also the likes of that is the Cameroon goalkeeper Andre Onana as they reunite once again at the Old Trafford. Let me confirm also that Manchester United also have been offered like Jack Gyökeres deal twice in the last 10 days. Gyökeres said he only wants to join Arsenal Football Club. Another one for Chelsea fans out there is that Chelsea have advanced in personal talks with Xabi Simons. Views on, let's see, maybe or maybe not. Maybe actually what they'll be doing that particular one to get him back on board. And also Renato Vega has been clear he wants to leave Chelsea and join Atletico Madrid. Mbappe will be the new Real Madrid number 10 jersey. The decision is actually made. Yeah, like I said, fantastic one for Real Madrid, making sure they have Kylian Mbappe wear their jersey number their jersey number 10. Fantastic one that has been dropped by Luka Modric. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let me confirm to the breaking news that I just have pop up on my tab today. Is the 2025 UEFA Champions League third qualifying round, the full features. Yes, the draw of the 2025-2026 UEFA Champions League third qualifying round has been conducted. The clubs is actually what's involved were split into Champions League part and also League part. Sullivan Breslavia, the likes of Craven Severa, and Malmo FF, FC Copenhagen are some of the teams that will go through the Champions League part. The league part, we actually see the teams like Club Brugge, Salzburg, Feyenoord, and also Fenerbahce. UEFA has fees the two-legged ties for August 5 and 6 and 12 alongside 2025, and also 2025-2026 Champions League third qualifying round draw. We see the likes of Champions League part for them. We see the likes of FC FRS winning up against Malmo FF. And also, don't forget that Copenhagen will be taking on the likes of FC Drita and also the likes of Coopers. Coop will win up against the likes of Kiraa Almaty. Slovian Proslavia will win up against Srinant Mostar. And also the likes of KKS Lenks Posen will win up against Predlasbig. And also Lincoln Red Eames will win up against Crevenant Severa. And also the likes of HNK Rijeka will win up against Ludogorets. FC Noah will be taking Ferencvaros, and also the likes of Chevron will win up against Karabakh for that particular champions. And for the league part, with SK Bahrain will win up against FC Salzburg. Rangers will be taking on Panathinaikos, and also Victoria Plzen will win up against Servette. OGNEs will be taking on SL Benfica, and also Feyenoord will win up against Fenerbahce for the league part. Ladies and gentlemen, let's draw cut and close for this edition of Sport 3. Thank you so very much for being part of Sport 3 on Kiraa Sport TV. Once again, my name remains the same. I am Ibidabo Miller. This program is proudly produced by a Manchester United fan. Even though they are not playing in the UEFA Champions League, we're still expecting them to, maybe they can actually put something together and also come back to play European competition come next.